Why are kids stressed out? Is it school or is it their home lives? Whatever the case, young people are dealing with a lot and they may not always be open to talking about it. One counselor says that her office is a safe space and she told us exactly what stresses out kids.
So when it comes to youths, I often see stressors when it comes to school as well as when they're dealing with their parents. Stressors with school usually comes with assignments, especially in this pandemic. Everybody's trying to catch up. Everybody's trying to make sure that they're on top of things. But you know the pandemic has had a very much an impact on how many students apply themselves in school. And then when it comes to parenting or being at home, parents are often on them about many different things in terms of their schooling as one, their chores, and just friendships and different things like that. Oftentimes, when they come here at the community rehabilitation department and they come to see me, it's a safe space. So they get to vent. That's the first thing. They get to talk about their friendships, they get to talk about their parents, they get to talk about the challenges of just being a young person in Belize during this time. And so when they reach here, we often go over different things as, you know, we set goals, prioritizations. How are you managing overall in terms of what are you putting first, what are you putting second, things like that.
But we wanted to find out from the youths themselves. So we took a trip to St. John's College, where one sixth former says schoolwork is her main stress driver. But that she's found ways to deal with the anxiety.
I would think that would be school, considering that everyone wants to pass and it's not always the case.
Okay, how do you go about to deal with your stress for school?
I mean, for me, crying and just release is good. I mean, some people hold it in and everyone deals with stress differently. But having someone to talk to and even just being able to have a safe space to release that is something that I feel helps me my stress a lot. I try my best to have an ending time that allows me to have enough sleep, meanwhile maintaining enough time to study and get ready for school tomorrow. I do live far, so I don't get home until like around 6, so I will try to, have an hour for myself. And then after that, all that time until 10 o'clock is for school.
And while she's close to that associate's degree, another student has a long road ahead of him since he just entered first form.
And personally, it's more the stress of work because when in primary school, they're teaching you the basics. But when you go into high school, they start adding more and more onto that, which leads to a lot of stress buildup, especially when you don't understand. Every now and then, when I get back home from school, take a little bit of time, relax, try to get all that stress out my mind, and then I start trying to get to what I need to do.
And we also ask these students, how do you find ways to balance the activities in their lives?
It doesn't look the same for everyone, and you might struggle and slip up at times, but just getting back and trying to find something that works for you, it might take time, but when you find it, it's going to be easier.
Well, it's all based on having the time in general, because when it comes to school, stuff at home maybe, when it comes to managing time, you got to find the empty space that's there in order to do what you need to do.
Okay, what would you say helps you the most to manage your time?
To be honest, the thing that helps you to manage my time the most would usually be to do it as soon as possible, because doing the saying to yourself and I'll do it later is simply just going to make you forget about it, get distracted, and then you're not going to do it in the end.
And Counselor Izagiri shared some advice that she normally gives the youths who visit her.
I often remind them of what their goals are, because that's usually something that we do here. We do goal setting a lot. So I often remind them, what are your goals? What are the things that will get you to that point? Whenever you think about wanting to go out with friends and partying and all of that, yes, those are things that are normal for teenagers and young persons, but at the same time is, what is your goal? What is the end results that you want? And I often remind them of that, because there'll be a time for friends, but there's also a time for you to make sure that you do what you need to do to get to that point, which is often, graduation or just having better, friendships or any type of relationship with their parents.
Ashley Torres, 7 News.